I'm going to teach you 3 techniques that are going to help you get your struggling reader to grade level in reading comprehension. This is perfect for students that have dyslexia, ADHD, auditory processing disorder, or are on the autistic spectrum. Stay around for tip number 3. It's powerful. Technique number 1, use targeted phonics instruction. What I want you to think about is, what is missing? You probably already know the sounds your child struggles with. You just hadn't thought about focusing on them because you've been following a curriculum or doing what the school sends home. I want you to focus on them because it's so empowering, because within a day, the child can read words they couldn't read. And that's what it's all about. What are some sounds that are probably missing? The consonant blends, long and short vowels, and it's odd. A child can get to 5th grade, and you're like, they know the long, but they get the word like between, betwa. They get to twa, which is hard, and they just stop because that double E just looks weird, and they want to say betwen, right? They want that E makes E. I've got a whole video on teaching the long and short vowels in a printed word list for you. My point here is this: do not do anything they can already do. It's frustrating for them. Always focus on a sound family, and even if you don't even know what they are. Like, okay, he's got IGH wrong. IGH drives kids crazy. It should go eigh, shouldn't it? IGH. But it goes I, like high and sigh. Do a bunch of IGH words. Focus on that. And then all of a sudden, this is what is so cool. They code for the sound. I call it coding. That's when a sound is in there and it will never fall out. They code for the sound that you're teaching, and then whenever they see it in a word, they get it. Here you're going to see a child that's using my system, and they're working through consonant blends. It's a long list. There's like 36 of these things, but think about this. All those consonant blends are everywhere in reading when you read books. So once that child codes for them, boom, within a couple days, he's reading differently, and he knows it. Your child wants to read as bad as you want him to read. A lot of them, I can tell you, you're embarrassed, you're angry, and when you target phonetic sounds and then show your child success, they get on board. If teaching reading to your child is a war, you're doing something wrong. Let's watch this child work through this word list.
Brick, brave, bring, crab,
crack,
crime.
Number 2, exaggerate the phonetic sound you're working with to the point of lunacy. Like if someone's walking by, they're like, should we call 911? Mom doesn't sound very good. Why do you want to do that? Because these phonetic sounds haven't been coded, right? They haven't locked in on them. And a lot of times the children don't really hear the difference. So what I have found is there's a lot of comorbidity. I know it's a fancy word. It means it happens at the same time between dyslexia and auditory processing disorder. I find it over and over again with clients all around the world. And that is quite simply, they're not hearing the way you hear. So if I say pal and pale, they're distinctive to you. They are not distinctive to me. They sound very similar. So when you're teaching a phonetic sound, overdo the sound. If you're teaching A with I goes A, and you say fail, A with I goes A, you're exaggerating it. And you're like, well, Keith, why do I have to do that? Well, look, I've had auditory processing disorder my whole life. You know, if someone calls Pete, my first name is Keith, I will answer to that in a crowded room because Pete and Keith are the same thing to me. So when you're teaching phonetics, when you're teaching your child to read, whatever sound you're teaching at that moment, as you read that word, you overdo it because you want these little scribbly lines, which they may have problems processing because they could have visual processing stuff you don't even know about. These little scribbly lines make distinctive sounds. And if the sounds aren't distinctive, your child won't learn them, even though they're distinctive to you. So let's watch this father-son team, and the dad is teaching the difference between long A and short A, and listen to the exaggeration in both the dad's voice and the child's voice. Keith, is it really this simple? Start doing these things, and you're going to notice the difference immediately. Let's check this out.
A with the I goes A, like paid and fail.
A with I goes A, like paid and fail.
The third thing that I want you to do to make everything just remarkably different in your home when you work with reading is use multi-sensory instructions. You guys know, if you watch my other video, I'm very big on this because ADHD kids need it. Dyslexic, dysgraphic, we need that touching movement. And you notice you see that gesture? That's lengthening that AI. That's lengthening that AI to teach the AI is longer, because pale and paid and fail and foul, I know that's not a word, but I'm trying to give you an example. They sound the same, but if you lengthen that AI so there's movement matters. So now we're going to see a child using all three. We're putting them all three together. Now we're going to see a child go conclude. He's touching con, he's touching clude, he's looking. So we have touch, we have exaggeration of the sound, con. You can hear him overdoing that, C-O-N. He's going to code for C-O-N. If he codes for C-O-N, it's in a lot of stuff. Conclude, convince, con this, con that. C-O-N's in a lot of things. Boom, he's going to lock on it. CL, there's that consonant blend. He coded for that. And UDE, well, U, consonant E, ooh, conclude. The touch is powerful.
Conclude.
Touching, combined with exaggerating the phonetic sound, combined with targeting specific sounds for several days or however long it takes, is powerful. And I've got a video on the power of touch, and it's in the link below. And I also have a video on long and short vowels, which comes with wordless below. You know, if you go to my site, you'll see, children gain two grade levels in reading comprehension in 2 months. That does happen because we're focusing on phonetic sounds that are missing. I teach parents to do that. And we're exaggerating that sound, and we're using touch and games and tracing, and it all works together. And all of a sudden, the children start learning to read, and they're very excited about that. Think about it. Retrain yourself. If you do the things you've always done, you're going to have that war that you just don't need, the crying and that. Just don't do that, right? 1, target phonetic sounds that are missing. 2, exaggerate those sounds. 3, work in some type of multi-sensory instruction, touching, tracing, motions, and all of a sudden things will take off for your child. I have an online course that teaches parents that if you can give me 15 minutes a day, my course 15 minutes a day, your child's reading will radically improve. And you can do that without trucking your child to a tutoring center and sitting at the coffee shop waiting for them to get out. You just do it in your home, wherever you find those 15 minutes. If you've ever wondered why your child looks at certain letters and certain words and gets them wrong over and over again, you're like, he got this yesterday. This video will tell you why your child does the things they do. Please subscribe. I've got a lot more coming out. And remember, children that learn differently need to be taught differently.